Before we get into your reading, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has liked and commented on the videos, as well as subscribed and donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all of my contact information, including my email and social media links, as well as links to my music and podcast in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do we have for Virgo, please? The World. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius energy at the foundation of the reading, Virgo. Virgo, there's a cycle in your life that is preparing to close out. I feel that this is a cycle that you've ran many, many times. This could have to do with something in your career, and it can most definitely have to do with family dynamics, so take it as it fits. But this is a cycle that has repeated over and over in your life. It's most definitely a karmic cycle, and now you're being given the opportunity to actually exit from this lesson. It's over. There's nothing left to learn here. And I feel you've actually run this cycle probably a few more times than you really needed to, but now you're being given some sort of opportunity by way of a blessing coming from the divine. And I feel this blessing is going to show up in your waking life as an opportunity to actually help you move on from this. Something to encourage you and to not get pulled back into this karmic cycle again. And this is at the stability of this reading, the foundation of your life. So this is something that's relatively important. It's something that you've always known. This Page of Pentacles goes along perfectly with what I just said. Here comes that blessing from the divine, and here's your willingness to want to make this change in your life. This is an energy of seeking. It's an energy of manifestation. It's a new kind of energy, and it's coming in at the sacral. So there's this reignited passion that I feel is going to come into your life, Virgo, surrounding your creativity. It could also be just your willingness to want to build a better life for yourself, going after things that you've always kept dear and close to your heart. You're now being given the opportunity to actually start moving towards this. And I feel this is going to be given to you with relative ease. It's an energy where you're not really going to have to work really hard for this. I feel like you've put in so much work, and it's almost like you've been stuck in this energy of spiritual poverty in some capacity. Whatever this cycle was, it just kept you in this lower vibration, really trying to disconnect you from source and your higher self. But even though you've ran the cycle for probably a few more times than you really needed to, you've gained so much wisdom from this, and you really are better for this. But now it's time to start pressing forward in a new direction, and you're being supported by the divine in regards to you moving in this new direction. What do we have at the solar plexus? 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the solar plexus. So this is really speaking to me about you letting go of any sort of grief or loss relating to this cycle. Don't focus on what you're losing. Focus on what you're gaining here. I feel that in the past, the reason why you weren't able to move on from this is because of where you had your focus, Virgo. You weren't able to focus on the positive. You were too invested in the losses. There's a lot of emotions attached to whatever this is here. But I feel you've gotten to the point now where you've just been worn so thin that there's just not really much emotion left. I'm seeing a barren wasteland in my mind's eye, tumbleweeds rolling around. I feel like this represents the emotional plane that exists between you and this energy at this point. There's just nothing left. And this is why the divine is blessing you with this new opportunity, Virgo. This is going to reignite a lot of hope in your life. Hope that I don't even think you knew existed. Hope that I don't even think you knew you'd have access to in your life ever again. Whatever this cycle was took everything from you, which in a sense, Virgo, I feel like in the future you're going to be grateful for that, because you're in a really great position to build from the ground up. There's also an understanding you have about things that are truly important in life now. I feel that there's less emphasis on the material world in your reality now. I feel that whatever this cycle is that you're leaving behind might have had a focus on material possessions over emotion, something like this. Just something very shallow is what I'm picking up here. Something that essentially drained you of your own self-confidence, wanted you to be really inferior and powerless to this energy. For a lot of you, this is family dynamics. You're starting to understand that there's specific family members, I just heard friends for some of you as well, that had an idea of what they wanted you to become in this life. And so there was this overwhelming force that you started to notice surrounding bad influence in your life. Usually when this has to do with families, it will be authority figures in your life, people that are maybe older than you. And as you're getting older and you're starting to develop in areas of your life and you start to notice that there's no growth in certain sectors of your life, and you start to put it down to family dynamics, just overall bad influence in your life. This is what really opens your mind up to what others have in mind for you. It's like they've set a benchmark that they expect you to stay below. And Virgo, I feel like that benchmark is just one notch below where they are. See, this is one of those energies, narcissistic energy. They want you to do well, Virgo, but not better than them. So their encouragement has a threshold. It has a limit. This is an energy that will not encourage you to shoot for the stars. This is an energy that will encourage you to aim for one step below where they stand. And sorry to say, Virgo, but I don't feel like this energy sets the benchmark very high. In fact, I feel like you outgrew this energy a long time ago. And I feel like you've been existing in this energy of resistance between you and this energy. It just took time for you to start to recognize the truth. You were feeling this force in your life. It's like you wanted to explode. It's like you just wanted to run away, this kind of energy. And you've always felt something around you restricting you and holding you down, pinning you down, spiritual in nature. But it got to the point, Virgo, where it became undeniable to you what was holding you back. And I feel it's in the form of a person, people. What do we have at the heart, please? 10 of Cups, and there it is. I just got the chills. This is exactly what I just spoke about. This is that true heart's desire that I was talking about, Virgo. This is that idea that you have for your life. This is the general picture of happiness. 10 of Cups, Pisces energy, coming in right at the heart. You just started to recognize that there's no way that you could ever pull this off while you're entertaining these specific energies, because you started to recognize that this is something that they don't have. So they sure as hell do not want you to have it. They'll never tell you that. They'll just use manipulation tactics and narcissistic projection to try and control your life in other areas so you're never able to actually access this level of alignment and contentment in your life. I feel like the divine is clearing your path for you, Virgo. I'm really feeling that with this Page of Pentacles at the sacral. It just feels like a new start, a new beginning. And all that you needed to do to be able to access this new beginning was to leave this other energy behind. And obviously it's easier said than done, Virgo. It always is. But there will be a point when you are on the other side of all this, when you'll look back and you'll think it's weird that you didn't do it sooner, right? You'll see just how powerful the spiritual bondage that was placed around you truly was. See, poverty comes in all forms. Obviously material, financial, mental, physical. And in your case, Virgo, I feel like it was spiritual. You can't see it. It's just something around you. It's almost like a dark cloud in a certain area of your life where you can't have any growth and you don't know why. It's all because of this energy. It's like this energy was the custodian of some sort of curse in your life. They were most definitely the common denominator. You're starting to see this now. Or you will, depending on where you are on this timeline. What do we have at the throat, please? King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy in reverse at the throat. The custodian is right, Virgo. There's something very corrupt surrounding this person and their dealings with others. This energy is very domineering, very controlling, very ruthless. For a lot of you, this is most definitely a family member. For some of you, this is going to be your parents, no matter how young or old you might be. Narcissists come in all ages, shapes, colors, and sizes. And once a narcissist, always a narcissist. It's very, very difficult to break the patterns of narcissism because it is a form of possession. The person has to really look themselves in the mirror and understand the sickness that exists inside of them. And I'm a strong believer in that narcissism is something that is taught. It's dynamic. It's a type of programming that we pick up environmentally. So in saying that, for someone to heal from this, which I've never really heard of it, Virgo. I haven't. Sometimes you may see narcissism in children, teenagers, and as they get older and they awaken spiritually, they leave all that behind. But I feel like once you've reached a certain age, you've matured, I think it becomes more difficult to actually undo this programming, to lift that possession up off of you, because narcissism, this is a form of demonic possession. It's a type of attachment. See, narcissists have this false sense of reality. So imagine how much work has to go in to an individual who has this type of possession on them. It's a complete reality shift in your life. You know, Virgo, think about how much work you've had to do on yourself spiritually, or how much work you're doing on yourself spiritually. We're all pretty much working on ourselves at all times, spiritually speaking. It takes a lot of work. It's very hard. It's very painful. Spirituality is violent. There's nothing peaceful about it. It's a very violent process because there's so much that we have to chop and change in our lives, beginning with ourselves, in order to reach a sense of peace in our life. Peace is where we're trying to get to, but it is not what you start with. It's just like war. War and peace. But see, these narcissists, they have this tyrannical energy about them. Most definitely a dictator kind of energy, Virgo. You had somebody in your life that had this dictator energy about them. And the demonic spirit that is most associated with narcissism is the Jezebel spirit. Male or female. Comes in both forms. Narcissism is a form of some sort of mental disorder as well. Some sort of brain damage. They are not capable of being fully human with the range of emotions that most human beings have. They are stuck in a stage of emotional development somewhere between 2 and 6 years old. This is typically when they are most susceptible to the possession of narcissism. And again, it's going to be something in their environment. What do we have at the third eye, please? Eight of Wands at the third eye. There's a lot of truth that's getting ready to come to you, Virgo. I feel like this is going to help you to make this change. This is why you're going to be able to exit this cycle once and for all this time around. There's a piece of information that I feel is going to come to you intuitively. It could be a collection of little downloads. I'm seeing 8 wands here. So it could be many pieces to some sort of puzzle. You just start to see things clearly. You start to connect the dots, something like this. It's like these downloads come to you, 8 of Wands at the third eye, that cause you to start perceiving your reality, third eye energy, in a different way than you've had up until this point. You start to question some things. The cycle closes, and then this Page of Pentacles starts to come through from the divine, the blessing, the assistance, the runway being cleared. Sag energy with that 8 of Wands. What do we have at the crown, please? Wow, 2 of Wands, Aries energy at the crown. And the illustration on this card really does speak for itself in regards to what I'm touching on here. World in the palm of your hands. You have this reignited passion and hope. Your vantage point has also changed. It's like you're looking at your life through the eyes of the universe, through the eyes of God. You're seeing things from a higher perspective, in a way you didn't see them before. I always speak about this. You know, sometimes you just need to remove yourself from your current set of circumstances. Look at your life through the eyes of God, through the eyes of the universe, through the eyes of the divine. They just need you to get from point A to point B. They're not thinking about all the little minute details in your life that each one of us are tasked with dealing with every single day. Essentially, the grind, the matrix. There's something about this situation that is going to allow you to see things from a higher perspective. I remember the first time this ever happened to me. It was in a dream. I was looking at my life, and this was probably about, 4 or 5 years ago, when I was going through my most recent major spiritual awakening that really got me on path. I had this dream where I looked over my life through the eyes of the universe. I was the all. And I woke up, and it was like something had forever changed inside of me. I just had this different perspective over my life and life in general. And it's something that has always stayed with me, and it's something that I always utilize in my life to really stay focused on my mission. And it's also something that keeps me very grounded, which is interesting because it's not a grounded perspective. It's a universal perspective. But we start to see how when you look at things from this higher perspective, this universal vantage point, it has the tendency to keep you grounded in reality. You don't let all the minute details of life hold you down. That's a lot to process, Virgo. I hope that makes sense to you. It does in my mind. It's like you need to look at a wider scope to have a better understanding of where you are and where you're trying to get to in your everyday waking life. And think about your life through the eyes of God. How would the universe want you to move? What do we have at the foundation, please? 4 of Wands, Aries energy at the foundation of the reading. For a lot of you, this does have to do with family dynamics, relationships. There's something here surrounding movement, moving away from somebody. This can also be an energy of leaving a home environment, moving out of some space. It can represent an energy of arguments, disagreements. It's just an overall energy of communication breakdown. But whatever the case, This is representing a transition that you're getting ready to make, Virgo, or you're being guided to make. I feel like this is an area that you've tried to make movement in before, but had a lack of support. So you ended up right where you started, but with a little less each time. But there's something about this go around, Virgo, where there is going to be universal support coming through for you. So I encourage you to give it another shot, however this resonates in your life. I just heard for some of you, this is something you applied for or something you went for in your life. For some of you more than once, and you got denied, you got rejected, something was a failure. Something is happening astrologically, Virgo, where you're going to be given the opportunity to try this again, to do this again. So there's a lot of different storylines here that I'm picking up on. But whatever this is, however this resonates for all you Virgos out there, you'll know what this is in relation to. Try it again. What do we have at the sacral, please? Ace of Cups, Beer, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. This goes along perfectly with everything I just said. This is an energy of feeling let down. See, this is all related to this particular karmic cycle that you're closing out in your life, Virgo. There's just a lot of loss and a lot of disappointment connected to this energy. It's also a very depressive feeling. It's an energy of feeling very blocked in areas of your life, like nothing you try is working out. It's all connected to the energy that you're essentially entertaining. You know, I speak about how we can't raise other people's vibrations. There has to be a willingness there. But other people can lower our vibration. And think about that. It makes perfect sense. If you walk into a room of, say, 5 people arguing, your vibration is going to lower to theirs. Because imagine how much work it would take to get their vibration to raise up to yours. Now, in the case of this particular karmic cycle here, Virgo, this is a massive spiritual evolution that this person or these people, whatever this is you're leaving behind, would have to go through to get to where you are. This is not something that will happen overnight. Think about all the work you've had to put in to get to where you are, spiritually speaking. Now imagine these individuals trying to do what you have already done. But the major difference is here, they don't have the willingness to want to do that. It's like trying to force somebody to stop smoking or drinking or some major addiction in their life. They have to be willing to want to do that. It's the same thing here. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? King of Wands, Asmodeus. Wow. Makes men fly into passionate rage and desire. I read these cards as reversals, Virgo, because they're shadow energies. They're demons. This is one of the nastiest, slimiest energies in the tarot that you can possibly pull. Along with King of Pentacles in reverse. So we have King of Pentacles in reverse and King of Wands in its detriment. Dictator energy all over this reading, Virgo. This is a very destructive, evil-minded, cruel individual. There's also something here surrounding this person sexually. I feel like this person has a lot of dark secrets, Virgo. Getting these 2 cards here is representing heavy, heavy narcissism. Aries, Leo, Sag energy with this King of Wands right underneath this 5 of Cups at the solar plexus. This is how they want you. Powerless to them. I feel like this is an energy that's always been very critical about all the moves you make, which in turn has an impact on your self-confidence. I just heard that this person was brutalized, spiritually speaking, as a child. This is why they are the way they are. This is a very broken individual that has done zero work. They've just made it their life's mission to make other people hurt just like them. Yes, Virgo, It's very sad, but once you've crossed a certain age, there's nothing you can do for an individual like this. They must do it for themselves. The best thing you can possibly do is continue on your path to self-empowerment, to this Ten of Cups energy. And hopefully, that will help trigger an awakening inside of them. But Virgo, sorry to say, this is just probably not going to happen. This is an energy that's too far gone. This is why it's of the utmost importance that you get moving and focus on yourself and getting to this Ten of Cups energy at the heart. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. Zephyr, which is the Lover's Gemini energy, treason and revolt. So for some of you, this is related to romantic relationships. This is Lover's read in its detriment. This is an energy of divorces, breakups, overall energy of just fighting in a complete and utter disharmony and imbalance. This is also somebody that you have misaligned values with. It's like you're stuck in a relationship with this person. It's like this person didn't really show you who they were until it was too late. And it's like that energy of first you meet the secretary and then you meet the boss. You're just really starting to see this person for who they truly are now, Virgo. Treason and revolt. It's like this energy, this person was trying to overthrow your life, right? Like I was picking up earlier on in the reading, this energy of keeping you beneath them by way of these narcissistic projections and tactics that they utilized against you. And now we go into the outcome. Hakamiya, loyalty, Leo energy, which is strength. This is an energy of courage, Virgo. It's also an energy of self-love and confidence. So we see two sides of the coin here, Virgo. We see that your confidence and courage leads to this Ten of Cups because it's that confidence and courage that allows you to break this cycle and move on once and for all. And then the other side of the coin is you being trapped inside this karmic cycle, used as narcissistic supply for this slimy snake and being kept off your path. And make no mistake, Virgo, if you stay inside this energy, you're doing it as a willing participant and essentially enabling this kind of behavior to continue forward, which does not put you in any sort of favor with the divine. You have given yourself to the left-hand path should you continue to stay in this cycle, past the point of illumination, which for some of you will be this message. What do we have at the throat, please? Eight of Wands again, so we have it twice now. Sag energy, Vehuel, the great and exalted God. Grandeur makes one passionate toward God. And that really goes along with what I just said about you being a willing participant and taking the left-hand path. See, this is you now taking the right-hand path with God. Making the decision to put yourself, your purpose, your destiny, and your happiness first. And there's a lot of very fast movement in this energy. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is one of the fastest moving energies in the tarot, and we have it twice. So this comes down to you just making the decision, Virgo, and allowing the divine to bring through the support you need to get moving here. You just need to say the word, Virgo. Show up for yourself and say the word. What do we have at the third eye, please? And there it is again. Strength for the second time. Hakamiya, Leo energy, the raising God. Loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress brings victory. Beautiful. Says it all. Further confirming that everything I'm speaking about here is right on target, Virgo. Here's the support coming through from the divine. All your little spirit guides lifting you up. Yay, Virgo, you did it, finally. What do we have at the crown, please? What do we have at the crown, please? 3 of Swords at the crown. And I have 10 of Cups and Judgment at the bottom of the deck. And here you are, Virgo. Libra energy with this 3 of Swords. Rahel, the quickly forgiving God. Love and submission. Cures illness. Influences paternal love. Gives long life. And here you are, putting a rock on this karmic cycle. Driving this sword through it like the sword in the stone. Closing out this chapter in your life. The quickly forgiving God. This really speaks about what I was saying. About you not being in favor with the divine should you stay inside this cycle again. But all you have to do is just release yourself from this cycle, and the divine will forgive you immediately. Which is telling me that you can turn this around very quickly, Virgo. It just comes down to you and making the decision to do so. There's a lot of healing that's going to come through for you, Virgo. There's a lot of release that will take place inside your auric field. The pain of this previous cycle will become a fading memory very quickly once you exit this space and push forward to this new timeline. You have a lot waiting for you, Virgo. Don't drop the ball, Virgo. Don't miss out on this opportunity that's coming through for you, Virgo. It's of the utmost importance that you allow the divine to bring through these blessings in your life. Help God help you. Virgo, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Virgo. Take care.